Alright, we are going to read a bunch of mysterious books. With some company, apparently. Starting from here and making our way around the room. Letter to a mysterious noble. My beloved. You were right. It seems he would not hesitate to divide the house. What's more, I hear he's considering taking his half of the territory and joining the kingdom. Well, clearly it's an empire noble, I think. I can't believe he would even, probably Leicester Alliance, if I had to guess. I can't believe he would even consider dragging another region into this, not to mention stirring up trouble over his inheritance at a time. Oh, no, the alliance does exist. And it is not Empire, it is a Leicester Alliance noble house that is wanting to rejoin the kingdom, I guess. Or at least an heir to the house. At a time when the alliance desperately needs to unite. He's clearly out of his mind, though he bears a major crest and you a minor crest. Your father was wise in his attempt to declare you his heir. Oh, smart. Not letting crests get in the way of the good of the house. As it were, I can't help but wonder what your intentions with me are. I am drowning in letters proposing marriage to that beast. To the brother, the elder, with the major crest. He may share your face, but the resemblance ends there. I refuse to marry such a foul creature. If you don't come to me soon, I'm going to you. Don't forget that my father's blessing could be revoked at any moment. Huh. So this is a love letter. Oh, my beloved. I forgot that. I will depart, Deirdre. Oh. Deirdre. At the end of the lone moon. You'd better be prepared for my arrival. I wish to marry you beneath the garland moon. Why? Well, I am a woman after all, and even I harbor dreams of being a garland bride. I'm sure that makes sense in the lore of this world. Some, not necessarily prestige, but something about being born under the garland moon. Holds sentimental or superstitious value. Understood? Great. Make it so. Claudia, second daughter of House Regan. I have to wonder if she's at all related to Claude outside of, by that I don't, obviously she's House Regan, she's related at some point. Recently related is my curiosity. How old is this letter? An antiquated note. A scrap of paper is stuck between the pages of a book. It appears to be incredibly old. Alright, it is antiquated. Moose meat. Albinian moose is preferable. This is a recipe, isn't it? Albinian moose is preferable. If unavailable, beef or horse meat may be substituted, though the dish's unique flavor will be somewhat altered. Goddess Messenger. Be sure to skin, gut, and clean the fish before use. Xanadu Treasure Fruit. While difficult to obtain, it is well worth the effort. If necessary, boa fruit may be substituted. Xanadu. How old is this recipe? Well, obviously it's old, it's antiquated. Seasoning and spices. Adrestian rock salt, herbs of Fargus, and honey of Leicester are strongly recommended. This is a special dish prepared for the new emperor at ceremonies, though its ingredients are extremely rare, making it rather expensive. Chefs must restrain themselves from sneaking bites during preparation. They're not going to tell us how to actually prepare it? Boo. I don't know what I was expecting down here, but an ancient recipe was certainly not one of them. The Feast of Decadence, the 7th song. Banquet celebrating the marriage of the young emperor. Damn it. Like, let's call him Emperor L the Third. Maybe Lysion? I don't know. Emperor L the Third. Continued until the full moon waned to a half moon. The waitstaff scurried about the castle refilling golden glasses. All present savored the taste of the fine Bacchus from Boromais, as well as the screams of the northern swordsmen as they were torn apart by wild beasts stirring the countless dishes on the banquet table. Oh no. Those ellipses are actually, it's a separate passage. The countless dishes on the banquet tables were each overflowing with spectacular offerings. Treats themed after the four saints. Poor Seteth. And poor Flane. Treats that themed after the four saints graced massive platters, just waiting for our greedy fingers to snatch them up. In honor of Saint Keyhole, guardian of the land, Prime Gronder wheat was used to bake endless loaves of delectable bread. We fought on Gronderfield, didn't we? I think. In honor of Saint Sethline, savory fish was presented. A fish she is believed to have loved. I am sure she did. That's so sweet. When the clown dressed as Saint Ceros... Please tell me Rhea was present for this feast. Decapitated the criminal dressed as Nemesis with a single swing. The spectators cheered with unbridled enthusiasm. A young man staring at Emperor Wilhelm, insert scream here, as he caught the saint and pulled her into a close embrace, suddenly beckoned me. He pressed his lips to my ear and whispered sweet nothings, bearing Emperor Wilhelm and Saint Ceros upon the stage. The date of removal and Seteth's signature follow. It appears to be a novel set in the Adrestian Empire. It has sustained great damage, so nothing else is legible. I wonder what was contained in here that Seteth found. Questionable. Words of love. Table of contents. How to compliment a lover. The art of seduction. The myth of true love's singularity. Gifting Saint Sethline's love garland. Wait, what? Gifting Saint Sethline's, so possessive, her love garland. Her love of garland? I don't know. Alone time and greeting the dawn. Yeah. This one makes a little more sense why I can imagine Seteth removed it. The date of removal and Seteth's signature follow. It seems this was briefly part of the monastery's library, but all pages are missing save the table of contents. Seteth, did you sneak that off to your own personal library? Burnt remnants of a report. Burned papers that resemble a report of some sort. Few passages survived the fire and are still legible. Item 18, Part 5. The Fargus Rebellion. Oh! I harbor doubts about the army Lug has raised. Man, this is really old. How did he recruit soldiers without raising suspicions in the Empire? How did he acquire those mysterious weapons, so like heroes' relics? What is the true identity of Pan, the tactician who rumored to have been integral to Lug's victories, and those who slither in the dark? Well, damn. I think that's something I expected even less to run into down here. I wonder... No, I was gonna say, I wonder if that's how... No, but yeah, no, that's not how Edelgard and company found out about them. Item 22, Part 2. The Shadowed Order of the Knights of Saros believed that King Klaus I of Fargus was assassinated. Everyone believes that his will, which demands the territory be divided among the three princes and fails to name a successor, is fake. The purpose was likely to involve the Leicester region display a greater military force than the Empire. Was this just recalling the Fargus Rebellion that gave birth to the kingdom? I mean, it must be, considering the King Klaus is then later mentioned, who was definitely not the first king. Anyways, everyone believes his will. Right. Item 49, Part 18. Oh, ooh. The tragedy of Dusker. So this is relatively recent, isn't it? At least this part of the report. After which more members of the Western Church are strongly criticizing the Central Church. Among them are those who claim the incident in Dusker was the work of the Shadowed Order of the Knights of Saros. They keep calling it the Shadowed Order. That's interesting. It seems a confrontation over the dogma's legitimacy is inevitable. Soon, the child of House Gaspard, son of the Alliance's leader, Duke Oswald Regan, has died in an accident. The child of House Gaspard, as well as the child of Duke Regan? Interesting. Maybe House Gaspard is the mother? This follows an incident involving the previous successor, and even the Knights of Saros suspect it was at Count Gloucester's command. There's a big surprise, though it seems too conspicuous. There is some concern that this could spark a war. With Duke Regan gravely ill, the situation is... Don't leave me hanging. Encyclopedia of Fodlan's Insects. This book's title does not match its contents. Oh, suggesting a false cover. It seems to be a catalog of some kind. Distance viewer based on glasses. By combining glasses lenses, what are they gonna make, a telescope? One can view great distances with enhanced clarity. Crafting such a tool was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. Well, she doesn't want telescopes. 1. The ease of locating enemy camps would escalate wartime violence. 2. It would be too easy to snipe from afar. I mean, it's an absolute requirement for sniping of any reasonable distance, though, to be fair, you're not going to be sniping with a bow anyways. And they don't have rifles, I don't think, so. 3. It would lessen the mystery of the goddess who watches from above. But she doesn't. She watches from inside of me and wherever she was before then. No, she was asleep before then. I wonder what your real reasons are for not wanting telescopes. I don't for a second believe that flimsy excuse of escalating wartime violence. Flammable black water. A sticky black liquid was discovered in northern Fargus. They discovered napalm or something like it. It burns fiercely and emits a highly toxic gas. The use of this wicked substance was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. Well, this one I can understand why you'd want to outlaw it. For the same reason we outlawed similar stuff. Misuse could result in accidental death. It could be used tactically by those lacking magical ability. Competition for it could cause strife. And none of those three are actually the reasons I would think. I would think it would be... It's a very inhumane way to kill someone. Though, on the other hand, we do literally burn our opponents alive with magic, so... I guess... That's not as much of a concern for us. Metal mold printing machine. What is this, like a printing press? Though initially lauded as a practical replacement for woodblock printing, after careful consideration, the Archbishop deemed it taboo for many reasons, particularly the following: risk of mass circulation of misinformation and malevolent rumors. It is useless to illiterate. What the fuck, Rhea? Wow. 3, risk of intensifying disparity between church branches. I'm kind of disappointed in you, actually. You don't want the printing press because A, it's useless to alliterate you could build literacy. It'd be a perfect method. All right. Human autopsies, especially involving head or chest incisions. Not to mention that it seems to be largely you don't desire people questioning the church. Human autopsies, especially involving head or chest incisions. Though it is widely believed that this is medically relevant, such actions upon a corpse are considered desecration of the dead. Since white magic can be used to a similar end, autopsies were deemed taboo. A noble cardinal asserted that if medical science were to excel over faith-based white magic, it would destabilize the foundation of the church. Once again, wow. It seems all of these actually were mostly were banned. I can't quite understand how this one would do it, but it seems they were all banned to preserve the church's power. Romance of the World's Perdition. In the land of Thinus, where the old gods are said to live, the false god has awakened. Its looming heteromorphic vessel was resurrected to sink the world to the depths of the ocean. The land of Thinus. Huh. Never heard of it. It will bring extinction to all children of men, and salvation to all beasts of the land, sky, and sea. For the children of men who spilled too much of the blood of life, it promises only cruel retribution. Spilled too much of the blood of life. I wonder if that's referring specifically to the spilling the blood of the children of Sothis. The false god must be defeated before the world sinks into a watery grave. To this end, the children of men have erected pillars of light upon the land. Thinus, Malum, Septon, and don't like when 2 L's are put together at the start of a word. Liam were utterly destroyed. Those lands have vanished from this world, yet even still the false god stands, and soon A flood aptly named despair will drown the world. Well, it hasn't happened yet. The children of men fled to the depths of the earth, beyond the sight of the false god. Is this about the Agarthians? Beyond the embrace of the sacred sun, and beyond the reach of the waters of despair, they swore a fervent oath of revenge against the surface world, ruled by beasts, and against their tormentor, the false god. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure. Is this from the perspective of the Garthians? Garthians? Maybe? If so, it would have to be really old, I would think. The false god being Sothis, maybe? Huh. I doubt there's any clue to whether that's the case or not in the rest of the game. I, a priest of blank, of redacted. The findings of my investigation, redacted. When a crest stone was removed with it while its relic was being wielded by a redacted, all movement within the relic ceased. When the stone was returned, the relic once again redacted. It is beyond question that crest stones supply their associated relic with a power of some kind, and the impetus of said power is clearly to the crests that certain humans possess. I do wonder what was redacted there. Based on the composition of redacted, it can be surmised that redacted, likely a massive creature akin to a wyvern. Probably talking about the Immaculate One or something. However, redacted's strength is beyond compare to that of wyvern bones. Oh, not the Immaculate One, just the children of Sothis in general. They are more durable than all materials other than crucible steel, making them ideal for crafting weaponry, and absolutely redacted, inhabiting, redacted, difficult to conceive. But one theory, redacted. This is interesting. This must be from someone who... Oh no, they are not the ones who first developed the heroes' relics, but they did discover the truth of them. Very interesting. It is possible that redacted, the goddesses redacted, have potentially. Heroes' relics have been found that are not linked to the 10 elites. Redacted, the 10 elites redacted. Could it be that others were gifted this power by the goddess as well? Gifted. But no, this person's coming dangerously close to the truth. I wonder how Rhea dealt with him. Or her. Don't think they said. No. Probably him. Priest. Where were we? Could it be that others were gifted this power by the goddess as well? Perhaps the disturbing redacted, that the relics were not gifts from... Ooh yeah, from the goddess, redacted. Additionally, redacted this same crest stones. Many of my hypotheses. I'm desperate to find the truth of it all. The time has come. I must discard redacted. I dare say the goddess would not wish for me to learn more than I already have. Wow. I'm surprised you managed to do all that under her nose without her realizing. I guess not. She isn't, like, omniscient or anything. Fragments of a Forgotten Memory. Something 15. LL Forest. It has been several months since the King Nemesis was defeated. Whoa, this is old. The tides of war have turned from bad to worse. I have received news that my friend Daphne has fallen as well. Wow, this is one of the 10 elites. Daphne has fallen as well. Those zealots are after our heads and those of our leaders. All that is left for us is to disappear into the muddy waters Seros has created. My long life may soon come to an end. I somehow escaped with my life, but I fear the end is near. Most of my clan has already surrendered to the Empire. To my surprise, I am told their safety was guaranteed. I, however, am a different matter. My life, along with my sacred weapon, will unquestionably be forfeit. My dear son and daughter, I hope you can forgive me one day. Damn. Why does Seros despise us so? What did King Nemesis do to incur such unyielding wrath? Not one of the 10 elites, just... maybe it was. But then they would know what King Nemesis did to incur Seros' wrath. Or maybe they don't realize that Nemesis killed Sothis? And made a weapon out of her corpse? I don't know, that's weird. Perhaps it was a mistake to accept his offer. In any case, that is all in the distant past now. Blank. Before this bloody body falls to the ash, the evil. I wonder if the 10 elites were offered the hero's relics without knowing what they were. Paper is so tattered, the rest is illegible. Some of these are interesting. Others are recipes. Mysteries of the Calendar, Volume 2. Is this the last one? What happened to Volume 1? Much time has passed since the Imperial Calendar was adopted. In the prior calendar, the year began with what we now call the Guardian Moon and ended with the Ethereal Moon. Back then, the 12 lunar phases were exclusively referred to as months. Right? They came to be known as moons with our current calendar system. There is no way of knowing when the old calendar was created. Any attempt to trace its origin leads us only to the era of the gods and more unanswered questions. All we know for certain is that the calendar has existed for a nearly incomprehensible length of time. To change a civilization's calendar would inevitably cause great confusion and unrest. I guess. Humanity's done it several times, though. Why, then, did Emperor Wilhelm, the first leader of Adrestia, choose to abandon the original calendar in favor of the imperial calendar? Historians have identified several possible reasons for such drastic measure. 1. The influence of the Church of Seros. The names of the imperial calendar's moons and the associated lore behind them are intimately related to the tenets and saints of the Church of Seros. I could play a role. All of part of Seros's attempts to retcon history. It is highly probable that basing the new calendar on the teachings of Seros was Emperor Wilhelm's attempt to spread those beliefs on a much wider scale and help legitimize the Church. If this is the case, it is further proof that the Adrestian Empire had close ties to the Church of Seros from the very moment of its inception. You could say that. Alternatively, it has been posited that the goddess herself wished to change the calendar and voiced this desire through the prophet Seros. This would mean that Emperor Wilhelm simply implemented the change rather than originating it. I think that's more likely. Well, not that the goddess voiced the wish. Ceros kind of made all that part up. But I'm sure it was Ceros's idea. 2. Asserting authority. Calendars represent the flow of time, and so creating a new one is akin to claiming dominion over time itself. Shortly after its founding, the Empire used its influence to establish a new calendar and retroactively proclaim its founding year as Year 1. Amid the unification of Fodlan, this move increased imperial authority and heralded the start of a new era. Yeah, I think that it's probably similar to how no. I forget if it was the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar that set BC and AC. I don't know. Regardless, that was fun. Onward to the main mission of the month.